Greetings, Darklings, from across the interweb. It is once again I, Precious Ken, the Duchess, and I have with me my Viking bodyguard.
It's Collin. Skipper, how's it going?
We are going to do a video premiere today, and we're going to talk first with Shaun, one of the members of Modal Citizen that is doing the video. Excited to have you here. What's going on, Shaun?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
What's going on, brother? So I'm really stoked. I really vibed this video. I got a chance to watch it. I think it's one of those that has a really cool narrative story that goes along with the song and a lot of impact and power to that. So I'm excited to talk about that later. But let me start off a little bit for our viewers that maybe don't know you guys as well yet. Tell us how this band came together, where you're from, and how it became this project.
Okay, so the project of Modal Citizen is a brainchild of Mr. Ryan Jones. Ryan, of course, if you've seen any of the other interviews, started developing some music and working on some things, and decided that he wanted to launch a project and put up what do you call it? Little thing on Craigslist. And
nice.
looking out for musicians. So
that's old school. I like that.
Yeah. So fortunately, Adam and myself, we've been jamming for years and years in and out of different bands and bands together and side bands. And so Adam brings this up to my attention. He's like, "Hey, there's this guy. He's got this idea to start a band, blah blah blah." So like, all right, I was like, "Go check it out. It's Craigslist." So Adam goes and meets with Ryan, and then I come in like on the second session, and we start working on stuff, and pretty much that's the beginning for the three of us, how this all formed.
What year was that?
We started this in 2019.
Yeah.
So, just the end of 2019, we started on this, and hammered on it for, oh, bless you, hammered on it for a good year. And then we launched out the Control Alter Deplete album last year, October. So yeah, it's been an adventure. It's been fun, and just steadily killing it.
Where's your home base? Where that you guys were all kind of from and did this?
So Adam and myself are originally from North Carolina, Northeast North Carolina area. I currently live in Northeast North Carolina. Adam and Ryan are in Virginia. So we claim Virginia Beach for the band base. So yeah, that's where we are. Kind of strung in between. But I run up to practice and jam with the boys, and I'm about almost an hour south of them. So yeah.
That's got to be interesting to try and be goth, but you're on Virginia Beach, hanging out with the sand and you're like, oh no, it's so fucking depressing that I have to lay here on this towel as people walk. But no, I get it. Sure, no, I must be sad. Yeah.
I don't think I think there's a pretty good mixed scene around Virginia Beach. The whole Hampton Roads area, you've got some industrial bands, you've got some punk emo, you've got
nice,
you've got some thrash bands, you've got just it's a good toss up. This whole area within Northeast North Carolina and Southeast Virginia with the Hampton Roads. It's a really good mix. There's so much music culture in this area. You've got your blues, your jazz, you've got country, alternative. There's so much. There's so much to offer here. So I've got a really big appreciation for music in general. Not just one specific type, but it's all a big melting pot. But yeah, so.
No, I think that's really interesting. And actually that takes me to a next question, which is, you mentioned it was a Craigslist thing that kind of brought you guys together and find you. What was the Craigslist post like in terms of influence? Like, hey, if you're a guitar player that's into Limp Bizkit, like you you know what, not that that's what it was, but I'm just saying, what did it look like that got you intrigued when you heard the influences listed in Craigslist that said, yeah, I'm into this, and this is where we interact on our styles?
So, like I said, Adam and I have known each other for a very, very, very long time. Some people don't know this, but Adam and I originally met as preteens.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so we've known each other for years. And so Adam, was leaving out of a band, and then he was searching the web, and he found this post that Mr. Ryan put up. And he was like, hey, there's this post, and this guy's looking for a guitarist, possibly a drummer. And he didn't say anything about a bassist, but, and I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, well, check it out. And I was like, but Adam, it's Craigslist. It could be some in the basement.
You might get stabbed. You might get stabbed.
I was like, go meet with him. And if I don't hear from you,
I'll report you in 48 hours.
I'm going to start sending out a search for but no. So no, that's what did it. I think Adam went over there and he met with Ryan, and he's like, man, this guy's got some really awesome stuff that he's working on. He's like, it's just ideas and little demo tracks and things, but it's a lot to build on, and it's right up where you and I have been striving to go for years.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right. I was like, well, is he interested in a bass player joining in? And so Adam talks, and Ryan's like, yeah, bring him in. Let's see what we got. And, we bring this whole thing together, man. And after like 2 months of really, Ryan sets a boundary of like what he wants and what he's looking for. Mm-hmm. And Adam and I push it home with him, and then he changes ideas around, and it just melts. It just melts together. Yeah. And it was like, holy shit, guys, we got something. And I was like, man, this is exactly what we've been wanting to do for so long. So, yeah, it's kicked ass from there. I mean, I can't complain. We butt heads a little bit, but that's what bands
that's family
do.
Band.
Yeah, that's a band, and Adam and I have dealt with that. And Ryan, this is his first band. Mm-hmm. And I can't tip my hat or give him enough congratulations as how professional and how proper it has been. And he's really brought us in and made us feel like we're just family. And it's like that every time we get together. We break bread, we have good times, we cook out, and we make music. And I feel like that's the basic orientation of it, is being a family as a band.
That's the dream, baby. That's what it's all about. Yeah. And I think that's it's one of the things people don't understand of a band. Yes, I mean, you have to have talent, ability to play your music, come up with songs. But honestly, one of the hardest things to really lock down is putting 4 strong personalities in a room and finding a way to manage that, because artists are by nature fringe personalities, right? I mean, you don't get into like being that invested in art unless, let's face it, you're a little bit weird usually.
Yeah.
And you put 4 different kinds of weird in a room, and you have to find a way to make that work and to compromise on it, right? I mean, that's like half the battle to me.
Yeah.
Now, if you've known Adam since you were kids, do you get really stupid, weird fights ever?
Myself, my personality from Adam's, like I'm a very ADHD, hyperactive, vocal, no filter person, and that's just me, and as long as I have known Adam, I've probably seen him maybe 2 times get pissed, like,
sure,
because he's really reserved, and I've seen him get excited, but I've only seen him get like really mad, like maybe twice. And one time was at at the band room with our former band, and I put my bass down because I was like, I've known this dude for years, and I put my bass down, like him and the guitarist were getting into it, and I was like, I'm gonna knock him out for Adam. I clenched my fist up, and I was like, you don't fuck with Adam. I was like, no. And I was like, it's about to go down. I was like, Adam's getting ready. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to grab Adam or if I'm gonna have to punch this guy before Adam does. So,
isn't it always the bass player that's ready to throw? Except in our case.
No,
that's not true for you. But I've noticed over time that a lot of times if it comes down to like 4 dudes in a band, it's the bass player who's always ready to throw.
That's considered. Who was the quiet punk in SLT?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah,
but
for the movie.
That's like your standard bass player.
Yeah, the standard bass player.
Like super quiet but crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So
that was a tangent. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Tell us a little bit. One of the things I like to ask on here is we're a music review page, and so I always like to kind of hear influence-wise. What's exciting you right now, or you're listening to that is getting you fired up along with the music that you're making?
Recently, music that excites me. Like I said, I tend to stick to old school music.
Sure.
I like the old school industrial, 16 volt, Chem Lab. Things of that nature. I always go back and reserve that and re-listen to it. I'm really excited to hear like the new I Told You stuff. The V tracks. Really inspirational out there for the guys and girls that are listening. But a lot of my stuff that I listen to on a daily is I dig back into the closet of Pig and KMFDM and 90s industrial, or some days I'm just rocking out to some Depeche Mode.
Can't go wrong there.
Some good 80s and 90s emo goth kind of style stuff. Like I said, for me, it's a mixed bag. Honestly, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I found some of this hip hop rap here in the past.
The trap stuff and
some stuff from like Demon Jones and Ryan Upchurch. I'm digging that. I mean, but yeah, I think, like I said, it's all a big pot and it melts in. So I kind of take vibes and beats from things that I hear all around.
Yeah,
and I apply that to my everyday. So
this is super fun because Ryan and Adam aren't here. So do you want to make up ridiculous shit that their influences are for them, or
Starlight vocal band, like that's Ryan Straight, and Air Supply and shit. That's what they really listen to all the time. And
no, I wouldn't do that. Oh god.
Oh, whatever. I'll say it. Air Supply is dope. What?
I know.
Air Supply.
I know Adam and I both are big fans of like the big four, so like Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Testament. We were always big fans of that stuff. I've talked to Ryan about different songs and different artists, and I was talking about Alt J one day, and Ryan's like, Alt J, you've heard their stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's freaking awesome music. I was like,
I really like that.
Fantastic. Alt J just puts you on a different melodic journey, and the guy's vocal range along with the melody of the music is just, you sit back and if you really listen to it, you sink into it. It's like, whoa, why aren't these guys like on some freaking huge chart right now? Because it's just beautiful. It's awesome music.
Yeah, it's a very unique sound, and I always picture like with them, like puppets or like mannequins. They kind of always has this both jerky but at the same time smooth style to it. Like I've always thought that was cool about Alt J.
It's got like a melody, but it's got a very tactful precision point of beats dropping and pitch changes. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful.
So you mentioned a minute ago, though, you know, some of the metal influence. And to me, when I hear you guys, that's unmistakable. There's
Mhm.
definitely, you know, I mean, you talk about the industrial stuff, but it's a very organic sound. I mean, you guys have live drums. The keyboards add a lot of that industrial kind of flavor and are very, very good. But I think the biggest thing that hits home to me is, especially with the vocals on it, it's hard
Yeah.
punching metal style vocals, but also they're very clear and understandable, which a lot of times I think doesn't happen in metal. And to me, somebody who's not a big metal head, that gets me more into it, where I can like, a lot of times I'd be into the punching fury boot stomping of metal, but the vocals just take me out of it. Because if you're going, what am I supposed to do with that? But that's not what I hear from you guys. It's very front forward,
Mhm.
punching, clear vocals, but at the same time with a very distinct rage to it and power.
Yeah.
This track, let's start talking about that now for the video, has
Mhm.
that in particular where you guys are doing this ghost theme and kind of horror movie summoning theme in it.
Yes. The
But
Revenant.
yeah, I love this idea of like he kind of has like this halo about
Yeah.
him, you know, in ghostly image, but it just punches so hard, and you kind of get this sense of a spirit who died badly. And like, what do you see in all those movies? Those things are driven by a rage from inside, whether it's at themselves or the people around them or what have you. And I think that was just projected so well in this. Can
Yeah.
you tell me a little bit about when you were workshopping, talking with everybody at band practice?
Mhm.
Hey, how is this song in this video going to match up, and what's the story we want to tell? Tell me a little bit about how that discussion went.
So, speaking on behalf of Mr. Ryan Jones, he comes from a family where he had a good mix of music, Motown, different backgrounds of that. Ryan had a discussion with us before that, you know, him and his brothers would have like little competitions where they would sing and he'd always win. And Ryan does carry a very good tune. But I would
Huge
have to,
pipes.
yeah, I would have to say, as far as where that emotion comes from, you know, naturally Ryan is a great vocalist, and the emotion, the angst, the energy from it comes from his own personal experiences. You know, the betrayal, the heart, the love lost.
Sure.
That carries so much into it. Um, you know, I've been there myself, you know, been in love, been had my heart broken, stomped
Sure.
on. And when you take that and wrap that into the music and you just really put your heart, your soul, and your emotion into it, I think that's where Ryan is really speaking from. He's speaking, you know, from the bottom of his gut, from his heart, and he puts this all together. Um, and you know, that's where it really is, you know. I,
Yeah.
I, I can't express it in his own feelings, but I mean I feel it when I'm with him and I'm playing, because you know we feed off of each other as far as that. But
No,
yeah,
I think you really hit it there. And like, I'm just not in that room, but hearing it later, I get it too. I mean, there's certain people you can just hear are, I guess, what I call method actor singers, you know,
right.
kind of Marlon Brando style or whatever. You can tell when he is unleashing that, that it is, yeah, coming from deep down inside. Like it's very personal in the performance. And I think that's part of what gives it its power.
It is. It's very personal. It's 100% emotional. It's 100% accurate. There's nothing prefabbed on that. It's you know it's you know his projection, you know, and it to for him to share that with us and the rest of the world is I think is amazing, you know. But and we try our best to accommodate him with that idea, and he's like, you know, like no, we gotta have. I need you to do this on the bass. I need you to come up, and then I need you to go really low. Or he's like, Adam, can we get some more of this? Or can you know we work on this a little bit different? So it's like I said, man, it's a roller coaster and it's fun
Sure.
and it's pure emotion, man. And I feel like, music that is emotion. I've often told people, playing in bands over years, you take a stage and I'll take a live performance and looking at somebody's face and seeing how they're moving.
Yeah.
Almost over sex any day. Almost any day.
There you go. I'm going to give you a chance now. Do you want to ask about that bass tone?
Well, yeah. So the first thing I said to Ken with this was, I'm really vibing this bass, and was that a 10-string bass?
No. That's the imagery in there. It's actually a 5-string. It's my Strandberg.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got yeah, I have 2 basses I typically play. I have a Warwick Corvette Tyrannus and have a Strandberg Bowden 5. So it's 5-string bass, and I see in the video it looks like it's 10, but it's not. I got a buddy of mine that plays 10-string bass, 12-string bass, and he just
is your buddy Les Claypool?
No. His name's Morgan. He's a cool guy, and he's a really cool guy. But he's just the bass tune head freak, man. He's like, I've got this and I got that and I got this and I got that. I'm like, dude, you got too much. Slow down.
Collin can relate to that.
It's a problem.
But, yeah, I only have 2 basses. I've consolidated it down to 2 basses. I've never had more than 3 basses in my arsenal. I'd buy something, tweak on it, and then trade it off, and then I'll get something else that I'm more happy with. So.
That's a better way to live. This pack rat stuff that we're doing is out of control.
I make them. I have an excuse.
Adam's the same way. I'm like, Adam, just buy a guitar, man, and just like make it yours. And he's like, yeah, but I can get this one and I can tune it this way, and I'll put these pickups in it and I'll put these pots in it. And I'm like, just buy a cool guitar that's gonna fit you.
All right.
And you've got the board.
So I want to get around to now. I want you to set this up and paint the picture for us, and we're going to roll into the video. I'm really excited for you guys, excited for the future. I think you're on to something powerful here. And like you said, to me in the modern era, if you've got a singer that connects with people and just locks in on an energy level with people, to me, like that's one of the greatest assets that you can have in the modern music scene. And I feel like you guys have that, and that really is going to help propel you to the next level. Set this up for me, a little bit of kind of the story on this song in the video we're about to watch.
Well, and who all is in this video?
Oh yeah, please. There was a lot. I saw a lot of people run. I wonder if that was all your family or your like friends.
So we, first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for being there, for helping us, cast, crew, production, the family members of the kids.
That was adorbs.
During this COVID, we shot this video back in February, and we all had to travel to get there because it was out in Williamsburg, Virginia. But yeah, my hat's off to everybody for that. Main players in the video, we have Ryan, myself, Adam. We actually have Adam's brother, Dave Houston, on drums. We have Mr. Yancey Lambert, the Gothic Lizard, on keyboards. And that completes the band. We have a cast of members as far as Miss Haley Dollar and all of her friends. We had some Mad Hatters in there. Mr.
That
Turk.
Was great. I love the Mad Hatter.
Mr. Turk and Dede, and our leading actress lady was Miss Melanie. Thank you. She's beautiful. Did an excellent job. I want to thank Matt Judkins and Andrew for doing the video filming. So the basics of the video is these kids. We wanted to have this kind of 80s, 90s vibe.
Yeah.
Kids are coming out on a ghost hunt, but it plays into the story where, the Revenant comes in. So they're looking for this ghost, and they have to pop this cassette in.
Right, like Candyman style, or like Bloody Mary or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So, and the music and the call of the Revenant gets louder as you get closer to the ghost of the Revenant, and then it foretells into the story of how the Revenant is. So you'll see in the video where there's argumentation, and then that portrays into Ryan's little bit of Ryan's personal life with things happening. And then it shows like, him passing and becoming the Revenant. And then the Revenant becomes about as she's trying to leave and evading, because she's just like, he's worthless and gone. And then in come the other ghosts of the Revenant and the Revenant carriers with the Mad Hatters and her friends like, we got you now, And then Ryan comes in as the Revenant. She sees him as a ghost, and she's like in fear, hauls ass and runs away. But it's a pretty cool video. We were trying to detail so many different things, and didn't know if anybody would really get the story. But it's like something you might have to watch a couple times and go, oh, I got it. So
yeah. No, I think it was there, and it had like a very old school, like Evil Dead kind of 80s lo-fi horror thing going on, but just a lot of cool effects, and I think in particular right, like the look and the fear, and like you said, it wasn't with a bunch of practical makeup effects or anything. It was his facial expressions that just looked intense and horrified. Like, I just said to myself, like, man, that guy can actually act. Like, like aside from the music, like there was an acting factor there. So
we did have a special effects makeup crew there. Forgot to mention Cassandra Black and Chris FX. Big hats off to those guys for doing the special effects makeups on the face and the wrists and trying to set shots up and what works for them. It was really cool. It was intensive. It was about a 3-day shoot.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it was cold. It was freaking cold.
Wait a minute. Like, cold for you is what, like 71 degrees? Is that what?
Well, like, I mean, I'm from Carolina, and when it gets down to 20 to 14 degrees and it's 92% humidity outside, that is cold. And you put the wind blowing in there.
Shaun, 20 degrees, like we barbecue in shorts in 20 degrees. That's a nice day.
I get it.
All right. Without further ado, I want to roll this video. I'm really excited for it. Look forward to seeing more from you guys in the future. Everybody out there in interweb land, keep it fucking dark, yo. Here's Modal Citizen.
Did you bring it? You got me? So, how does it work?
Just play the music and you'll find them.
Anything much? I'm not really sure about this. Are you afraid of a little ghost? Give it to me. Turn it up. It's all the way up. The music only gets louder when you get closer to the Revenant.
Where is it? Let's go.
show you demons. I can show you demons.